I'm going to give you a quick tour of our Schoology page. So at the top here, I'm already at linmar.schoology.com. So if you're not there, go ahead and press pause and you can go ahead and open up linmar.schoology.com and sign in using your district credentials. Up at the top here, it should say Linmar Community School District, and then I have clicked the courses button at the top. So up at the top, you can click courses, and here's where you will see all of your classes. We're going through geometry right now, so I'm going to go ahead and click geometry. And what you'll see at the beginning is just a basic home page with the daily schedule and the syllabus. Okay, so there's not a whole lot of information here for you in the basic first setup of the page, but I do want to point out a few things. The first thing I want to point out is up here on the right, there is a button where you can email teachers to ask him for information or to ask for an appointment, etc. You can also do that in Microsoft Teams with the chat feature, but if you're already here in Schoology, you can do that pretty quickly as well. Just to the left of that is a calendar feature. I will be using that calendar feature to let you know what we're doing on a given day, just to basically post events. And those events will show up here only on the course homepage, or if you click directly into the calendar. Okay, now let's get into where you're going to find some materials for the class. Right here it says first semester. There will be information for both first semester and second semester there, so I wanted to make sure to organize it, and all of the geometry teachers will be organizing their information in a very similar fashion. So right here, I'm going to click first semester. You can use this drop-down menu on the side as well, but I'm going to go ahead and click into the first semester. And what you'll see here is all of the standards that we have ready so far. The standards will be about 12 standards for the semester, but you can already see that we are skipping over this standard due to COVID-19 and derecho adjustments. So a few of the standards won't be covered this year, or at least won't be assessed. We'll still talk about it. It's important information for you to know moving forward, but it's not information that will be tested. So down at the bottom here, you'll see that the two folders for Foundations of Learning and Standard 1, those are both what we call live. So you would see these on your first semester page. I'm going to go ahead and click into Standard 1 so I can show you the different pieces. The pre-standard, the foundational learning, won't have as much as the Standard 1, and Standard 2 and Standard 3 tabs will, because again, it's not going to be assessed. So it's a little bit different. So I'll go ahead and click into the Standard 1 to get you familiar with what each Schoology standard page is going to look like. So I'll click in here. So each page is organized by the colored learning heads for Linmar Community School District. So the red head is what is the learning target. So if you see that red head across your courses, it's just what's the learning target, what is this standard about. So if you were looking to just get a level 1, so the level 1 rubric is over here on the right, and then it actually moves to the left, level 2, level 3, and level 4. Underneath is the actual document. If you'd like to click into that document, zoom in, really read into it a little bit more, or it also has the level 1, level 2, level 3 at the top. Underneath the red head is the orange learning head. So this learning information is all of the what are we going to do notes-wise in class. Now, typically underneath here, all you're going to see is copies of the blank notes packet that we will be giving you for the class. Okay, so if you lost it, if you need another copy, if you're at home doing virtual learning only and you're not able to come to the school, or you're not comfortable to come to the school and get your packet, here is where you can print out that packet. Now, typically underneath here, we would go ahead and put the videos for that instruction as well that we did in class. However, because we have Microsoft Teams and the recordings for Teams upload in our Microsoft Teams, that's where you're going to go find the class videos from that day. Okay, so that I just clicked the drop down menu. If you click in the actual learning folder, it'll take you to those documents as well. Underneath the check for understanding, these are going to be our classwork and our homework and our activities. There's not going to be as many activities this year, unfortunately, because of the COVID-19 and the ability to work together and using common materials is kind of gone away for this year. But here you'll see the different homeworks or the homework packet, but these are just the blank ones. They are not filled in, they don't have the answers, etc. Okay, so that's our daily pieces of information, our daily notes, our daily homework. So let's say you go home and you've watched the video after being in class that day and you still don't understand it, or maybe your mom and dad are trying to understand it and we don't have a textbook. Well, underneath the more detail folder, what we've done for you, and I'm going to actually click into this folder. You can use the drop down, but if you click into the folder, the videos will actually pop up. So we have found outside resources that are of the same topic, but maybe given or delivered in a little bit different way than what we delivered it in class and might help you reinforce your learning if you really just don't feel like you understood it in class that day. So these videos are from Khan Academy, and a couple of the videos do come with additional practice afterwards. So those videos can be for you if you don't understand, for your parents if they're trying to help you out and they don't really know, and they're looking for that textbook. Well, we don't have a textbook, but here are some outside resources. Okay, underneath here, this is where we have hidden the completed notes. Okay, so the completed notes are underneath here as well because we'd like you to take them in class, but if you need the copy of the completed notes, we do want them to be available for you. So if you missed something in class and you don't have time to look through the video, there is a copy of the completed notes here. Also, if that happens to be in your IEP or 504, it is here for you for every standard. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and use this back button. So once you get into a folder and you're trying to get back to those different colored learning heads, you can click this back button here, or you can click up into the standard one. It'll take you back to the standard one folder. So I'll click the back button and we'll go down to the next head. So after the more detail, what we usually will do is we'll be ready to take an assessment. So after we take our formative assessment, our first standard check to see where you're at, it's possible that you're going to want or need to remediate. So the remediation is also the same color as the check for understanding because it's just it's more practice. So between the check for understanding and the remediation, there are a couple practices that either we can do via Teams, we can do together in the RTI in the afternoon, or you can talk to Ms. Gedemy in the Learning Center, just some practice problems to get you ready to take that second check and do better the second time around. We are not really focused on enrichment this year. There is going to be materials in this folder, but because of COVID and because of the derecho and all of the other things that have been going on this school year, where our focus is really just the essential material. So I hope this video has helped you know where to go to find materials for the geometry course. If you have any other questions, again, remember that you can email me using this feature here or using the chat feature in Microsoft.